Hope everyone's having a good day. The markets aren't. Everything's pretty much down across the board. Everyone's freaking out, man. Michael Burry, he's shorting the hell out of Palantir and Nvidia. You have talk of AI bubbles. You have crypto down. We are now lower than we were on Bitcoin anyways during the flash crash we had a couple Fridays ago. Everybody's freaking out. Everyone's scared, man. And that's what we're gonna kind of talk about today. We're gonna talk about we're just talking macro stuff today. You know, we're gonna look at Bitcoin, we're gonna look at altcoins, we're gonna look at the S&P 500, we're gonna look at gold, we're gonna look at the dollar, we're gonna look at where we are in the cycle. We're gonna try to figure out what the hell's going on. And we're gonna show some bullish scenarios, we're gonna show some bearish scenarios, and we're just gonna react. We're not gonna act emotionally, we're not gonna trade emotionally, we're just gonna act with what's going on. So let me go ahead and pull this up. Perfect. So let's talk about it. And let's talk about Bitcoin first. Let's just get Bitcoin out of the way. Then we'll go into some other macro stuff on here. But look, let's start with the weekly. Let's just start there, right? We are now towards the bottom of the range that we were in May and June, right? We're coming down towards the bottom of the wick. I mean, here's the must hold level. Hopefully we just sweep it and bounce back and come back. That's the hope, right? But here's the other scary part. Here is what the charts looked like this morning. So we have a nice diagonal trend line on the weekly chart that we lost, and we want to see us reclaim that back. And that currently sits at about 105.318. We're only at 101.2, right? It can definitely happen. But, right? Here's the big but. Cycle-wise, right? Everyone knows, cycle-wise, bull run should be over, right? We've been in a bull run since 2022, since all the way down here at the bottom. Just like the end of the last bull run was kind of all the way down here. And we ran it up all the way through 2021 and ran it all the way back down in 2022 before climbing our way out of the bull market again. We are at that same point. We are in November of 2025, right? What happened? Same time the year before, top of the bull market. I'm not saying it's over. What I am saying pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Bitcoin right now losing its Friday low. You take a look at altcoins. What does this look like to anybody watching? It's a high, a higher high, and a lower high. Big old shoulder, head and shoulders, right? I mean, this thing would dump us down to zero if this thing actually goes. But that's what we're faced with right now. We're faced with altcoins never going to its 2021. I was just talking to someone about this today. People don't give a fuck about altcoins. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up, right? Do you remember this? Anyone who was here in 2021? Do you guys remember this? Right? Cardano at $3. You could throw darts at a wall and catch a 10x, right? And if you got lucky, you caught a 50x, you caught a 20x. It was easy, right? It has not been that case for altcoins since 2021. We're almost in 2026. That was almost 4.5 years ago, right? Since then, we never got back there. I'm gonna hurt some feelings here. I'm gonna hurt some feelings. I know it. But retail does not give a shit. They don't. They said, you know what? We've been scammed. We've been rug pulled. We've had influencers and celebrities just steal money from us as their coins went to zero. We've had presidents launch shit coins. We've had first ladies launch shit coins. And everyone's sick of it. Where's retail? They're not here. I don't know where they are. Probably trying to afford groceries, but they're nowhere to be found. They never showed up after 2021, after FTX, after Celsius, after the Luna collapse. I think a lot of people said, screw it. And we saw what? We saw meme stocks poke their head out again. We saw AI stocks run up big. We saw gold run up big. We see the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. We see the Dow Jones Industrial Average still near all-time highs, right? Yeah, they're down a little bit today, but zoom out, right? Zoom out, and it still looks good. We're still in a good spot. We're still in good shape. I mean, we have one red day. We just put in an all-time high yesterday. Just yesterday, right? Just yesterday, the S&P 500 hit 6920, right? Or thereabouts. And sure, a little bit of a red day today. You know, a little bit of scare, lots of AI news, lots of big wigs fighting it out, duking it out. But it looks good. S&P 500 looks good. Looking at the NASDAQ, right? Again, yesterday, all-time high, 24K, 24,027 yesterday. And today, a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a red day, and everyone's freaking out. Dollar right now, it is pushing up, and it has been in an upward trend for a little bit here. But you know, maybe there's some resistance that we get where we're at that $100 level. But I don't know. You know, it's been in a downtrend. We've been in a downtrend on the dollar. And as we all know, as everyone knows, when the dollar is dropping, what happens to assets, right? They go up. When the dollar's running up, what happens to assets, generally speaking, right? They go down. This is like an inverse of the charts. And that's what we're seeing now, right? We kind of got a double bottom. And we're coming up. I mean, what is this? I mean, this is about as W of a W pattern as you can get. So we should, in theory, right? If the TA works out, right? 70+% of the time this breaks up, we're going up, right? The dollar's going to rise and it's going to drag assets down with it. And we're already seeing signs of that in crypto. I doubt one red day is going to shake a lot of people off in the stock markets, but they're down today. So let's take a look at Bitcoin again. I think this 98K level, if we're going to hold somewhere, it's going to be there, right? Because what's below the Friday wick, the Friday flash crash, right? The largest liquidation event in crypto history. What's below here, right? On these higher time frame, larger charts. It's 98,251. That's the next have to hold level. Because then what are we talking? What are we even talking? What's next? What's below 98K that's going to stop us? I don't see it. That's the next target on the weekly chart, right? I'm sure we'll be able to find some daily levels there that can hopefully hold us. But below 98K, that's what we're looking at. That's what we're staring in the face. A 74,500 Bitcoin, $74,500 Bitcoin. That's it, right? That's all that's there. Look at the volume, right? Heavy volume, heavy volume. This is where that heavy volume node starts, the high volume node, right? And then it just dries up. Maybe that 83K, right? We saw some transactions happen there, but then it just drops off again like a rock and boom, right? We don't get heavy volume again until we get down to here. Until we get down there in that, what, 67, 62, 60K level, something like that. So this has got to hold. This low from Monday, the 16th of June has got to hold for Bitcoin. And you take a look at alts, right? What are alts going to do? We haven't even clawed. Like, I guarantee you, I'll stake my entire reputation on the fact that we're coming back to 157. We're already there for Bitcoin, right? We're already there for Bitcoin. We've already closed out that liquidation event. We're not going to leave that wick down there. We're just not. We're going to come back for that wick on alts. We just are, right? I said we were on Bitcoin when we were way up here, back up here. I said, we're not going to leave that wick on Bitcoin. And we didn't. We're closing it out today. And again, next stop 98K. It's going to be the same thing for others. I know no one wants to hear this. Everyone wants to hear going to the moon, going up, going up. I get it. I get it. That gets clicks. Telling you we're coming down here doesn't get clicks, but that's where we're headed. And that better hold. Because if that doesn't hold in this shoulder, head and shoulders pattern on the weekly chart, boom, 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 has a chance of breaking and has a chance of breaking to the downside. SPX, like I said, I don't think we're in too rough a shape here. I mean, if we continue down, where's the target? 65, I would say. I mean, if we're just looking at like the weekly stuff, daily, we could get a bounce right here, right? What's daily doing from a market structure standpoint? Well, we have a high, a low, we broke that high, we dumped, we took that low, and then we came up, right? So all we're doing right now is back testing this break. So we could hold right here and then bounce. And then where are we targeting? This high, Boom, right there. So we could see the S&P 500 come back up if this low holds. If it doesn't, then I think, yeah, we're probably attacking that 6554, this low down here, which is that weekly low from the impulse, right? This is the low that created the high, right? So if this breakout doesn't hold, then we're coming down to this low. That's just expectational order flow. If the breakout doesn't hold and it's a failed break and we get accepted back underneath this high, we're going to this low. So if I was looking for trades on the SPY, on the ES futures, right? Where am I looking? I'm looking here and I'm looking here. Those are the two big levels that I'm watching when we're talking higher time frame stuff, daily, weekly levels, right? This is a daily and a weekly level. This is a daily and a weekly break. And right now we're just back testing it. So could get a long off there, attack the highs. If we get accepted back into range, shorting it down to here, looking for a long, back up. What happens if we lose this level, right? What happens if we lose 6554? Where are we headed next? Where's the next low below us? Where's the liquidity? Right there. Boom, right there. That's where the next liquidity is. And really, you probably got some decent liquidity down there because you got a couple lows, right? So if I'm looking for longs on SPY, it's those two levels, right? If I'm looking for shorts, I mean, just look at market structure, zoom out, right? What are we doing? What are we even talking about here? High, or yeah, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high. And it's just rinsing and repeating, right? Boom. So I'm looking to take out the high again, right? Sweep it and writing a short back down. So, you know, it's been going a couple $200 above, right? There's a bit of a pattern here. Trading is all recognition, pattern recognition. So I'm going to see that same thing. We're just taking out the highs, creating the lows, right? Taking out the highs, taking out the highs, taking out the highs, and creating a higher low. That's probably what's going to continue to happen. It is what's going to continue to happen until it's no longer what's happening. So again, let me get rid of all my scribbles. Where am I going long? Where am I going short on the SPY? Right? Going long off the blue lines, probably a short somewhere up there if this holds, right? And we're going to put in a higher high. What else we got? So we looked at the dollar, we looked at Bitcoin. We did catch a nice short this morning as a group. We trade live together every day in Discord. An hour before the market opens, we meet, we get in there, we chop it up, we plan our levels, and we trade. And a lot of us caught this short today. So let's talk about it real quick here. Let's go to a 15-minute time frame. Let's go ahead and throw on VWAP. Right, it was just a short off of VWAP, and then it dumped. That was the whip. So not only was it a short of VWAP, but it was a short of snatching London liquidity. So we had price driving up into London liquidity, grabbing it into VWAP and shorting it down. That was, do you have to pay for the Discord? I'll give you 30 days free, Evelyn. If you want 30 days free, yes, you have to. I don't want a bunch of people in Discord when we're trying to live trade asking dumb questions. So yes, you have to pay for Discord, but I will give you 30 days free and you can see if it's for you. Hop in, open a ticket and support, right? So here's the Discord. Come on down to the support channel right here, create a ticket, say, hey, Ben, I want 30 days free. I'll give you 30 days for free so you can check us out. If you like it, great. If you don't, it's no lose for either of us. Cool. And we do much more than, we do much more than, just trade, right? Like we do weekly, I think there's like 4 groups right now a week where we do training. But you get to just like sit amongst traders and hear their thought processes. We meet an hour before market opens. We run through the levels, where we want to go long, where we want to go short. And so yeah, will it help you learn? I think it'll help you learn 100%. Just listen and watch what we do. We also have plenty of free, sorry, let me find it. A learning library in here. I got cheat sheets, tells you how to trade, plenty of videos, tells you how to trade. So yeah, there's value to it, especially since I'll give you 30 days for free. So yeah, check us out. The link should be in our bio, I believe. If not, it's just discord.gg/tactical edge trading. But it should be in our, it should be like a link tree in our bio. That gets you there. So cool. What else? What else? So that was the Bitcoin short we took today. And look at yesterday, right? Yesterday it was the same thing. It was all shorts off of VWAP, right? VWAP has just been dynamic resistance pretty much all week, right? Resistance, resistance, resistance into the big dump yesterday, resistance even off of the V-shaped recovery into a nice little short again. So history kind of repeated. Yesterday VWAP was resistance. Today VWAP is also resistance. What else? Is Palantir still down on the day? I know it was down like 20% at one point. Did it make it back? It's come back. Well, no, it hasn't. Why does it say 9% now? I mean, it opened up in a big hole, right? I mean, it came down, well, 10%. I guess it wasn't 20%. So it made up like 1% of it. It made up 1% of it. We're also live on YouTube, guys. Just Tactical Edge Trading on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch even. What else? What else do we want to look at today? What else is down today? What's NVIDIA doing? 3.82% right now. Let's look at this on a bigger time frame. A little bit of double toppy there from what was that, Wednesday and Tuesday? I mean, here's the thing about NVIDIA, right? Where was the breakout? The breakout was here. Right, resistance into the dump, into what? Accumulation, into the markup, into the breakthrough. Probably going to come back down, retest that level. Hopefully it holds, right? Maybe you get a little long scalp out, or not scalp, but long trade out of that. If it doesn't, though, I mean, this is the same thing we were looking at in the S&P 500, right? I mean, no surprise there that the S&P 500 looks like a $5 trillion company. We're coming down to here, right? So where am I looking to go long? Here, here. Again, where am I looking to go short? Sweep the high, break back in. Like even here could be that, right? Like here, we swept the high, breaking back in. If you didn't catch it up here, right? If you see the weakness, you can short it on down to the bottom. Appreciate all you guys watching on TikTok. Hit that follow button. We're going to be going live. Like TikTok is new for us. We're on, you know, I got 26K subs on YouTube. Bunch of people in Discord trading live every single morning. TikTok's new for us. We're trying it out. We can't use the fancy TikTok software yet. That's why, like, here's me. I'll show you me. What up? We don't have the fancy software yet to like stream with the charts looking nice. So I have to use my phone, which kind of stinks. But we're getting there. We're getting there. You got to warm up the TikTok account first, apparently. I don't know. We're learning it. We're learning it. New though, it's new for us, but you'll see us on here more often. You'll see us breaking down charts. We TA stuff for people too when we go live. So if there's something you want to see, feel free to reach out and holler. And it can be anything: crypto, it can be Bitcoin, it can be stocks, indexes, gold. You know what we haven't looked at today yet is gold. I have not. I mean, I looked at it earlier today, but I have not looked at it here. So gold continues to kind of come down a little bit. I mean, it topped out what, Monday the 20th. Oops, it's hard to see that on TikTok. I got to keep it in frame here. On Monday, right? It's tough to find lows on gold because this thing has just been up only since, well, since the 70s, right? Who knows why gold has been up only since the 70s? Who knows why gold has been up only since the 70s? Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, it kind of topped out at that 44K and has been pulling back a little bit. It's tough to find support because it's been up only. Like, where's the low, right? This is the low that created the high. Like maybe there's some consolidation in here that can hold us, right? I mean, there's some smaller swing highs and swing lows. There's some smaller levels that I would watch in here, especially if we go to like, I guess this is the gold futures, not spot that I'm on. And there's, of course, smaller daily levels and strategies we can play, like the opens, the closes, the weekly open, the weekly close, the daily high, the daily close, yesterday's high, yesterday's low. We can look at smaller time market structure, right? We can look and try to find some trends here. Like we're pretty much just kind of chopping sideways for gold right now. You know, you pull a fixed range of the range we're in. We're losing value right now. We're trading outside of value. If we lose this, where might we go? You know, boy, maybe, I know it's tough to see on TikTok. I'll move it over. Maybe there. I mean, that was the low that broke us through. So 38.46 maybe. Because we've already taken everything else. Like we've taken all of this, right? We've taken everything up into that break, really. I think you lose 39.27. I mean, the next spot you might be looking for a scalp long is 38.46. Right? And I play the sweeps. I don't play the bounces or the breaks. So I'm watching for a sweep of the level, trap and wreck all those traders, reclaim it, smash long. I want to find the trap traders and just trade with liquidity. What up, J-Meg? But yeah, gold has been pulling back, and typically, you know, when gold pulls back off of a parabolic run like this, you see other stuff rise, right? You see Bitcoin go up a little bit. You see stocks go up a little bit, and they have. Stocks have, with the exception of today, stocks have been going up, right? People have been not de-risking. What's the opposite of de-risking? Risk on. What up, Robert? Robert says, what up, Ben? NVIDIA has been up only like gold for some time, hasn't pulled back yet. Yeah, man. Well, I don't know if you saw the news today, Robert. I forgot where I posted the news. I don't know where I posted it. Somewhere. Maybe it was in the Stocks TA channel in Discord. Stocks TA. Yeah, right here. I'll show you guys. So Michael Burry, I should say. I don't know if you guys ever see the movie, shit, what was the name of the movie? The Big Short. Oops. There you go. So this is the guy they made the movie about where he shorted the mortgage crisis, right? He is now 80% of Michael Burry's portfolio is now in NVIDIA and Palantir puts, meaning he's shorting the hell. So 66% of his portfolio right now is shorting Palantir. And then 13% of his portfolio is shorting NVIDIA. And he's got some calls. He's got a call on Pfizer, right? 11% of his account. He's got a call on Halliburton. Never bet against. It's all healthcare. Yeah, Molina, 1.7%. And this doesn't mean anything, right? This isn't like we should be doing what Michael Burry is doing. It's just interesting stuff, right? Like it just doesn't mean anything to us. But it's just interesting to see like sentiment. Like he's always thinking the market's going to crash, right? Like he's called 100 of the last 2 crashes, right? But he got one right. He got the 2008 mortgage crisis right. Big Short. Yep, that's right, J-Mag. Thank you. But again, this is just noise to us. For me as a day trader, like this doesn't affect anything I do. It's just interesting, right? It's just news. It's just a big trader doing something, betting against the AI bubble, Palantir, and NVIDIA. That's all that is. Did I look at NVIDIA? I think I did look at NVIDIA. Yeah, I did. I said, watch this break, right? Because I mean, there's nothing between this double top and below. Like, where's the next support, right? And I probably do that line kind of crappy. It should be there, like $195-ish. I'd be watching for potential bounce. You lose 195. What's below us, right? Nothing till you get down to 176. When you're looking at like hour plus time frames, again, could there be little daily swings or daily highs, daily lows, weekly highs, weekly lows? Sure, right? But when we're looking at the bigger picture stuff, bigger swing trade levels, is it Trading View? Yep, this is Trading View. It is. Excellent film, great film, says J-Mag on YouTube. Yes, sir. I'm gonna have to watch it again. It's been a long time since I watched it. Cool. What coin are we looking at? What coin do you want to look at, Zach? You tell me what coin you want to see, dude. Oh, what site was that when I saw that he was shorting? That's just this is just Twitter. So this is from Bar Chart. So Bar Chart's like a competitor to TradingView. It's another charting software for the different markets. This is just public information from his portfolio, from his hedge fund. They posted it this morning, or maybe it was last night. I forget. Last night, 5:30 last night. Yeah, so I just saw that from Bar Chart on Twitter. Wonderful. I have questions. It's margin, how much I'm spending on the trade. Yep, that's how much of your money you're using. Solana. All right, Zach, let's look at Solana, dude. Solana. Let's look at it on USDT. I'm sorry the quality sucks. Hopefully TikTok will approve us for the live studio here soon and it doesn't suck. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter where we look at it. Let's look at it here. So let's look at bigger picture Solana, right? Let's look at the bigger picture here. Obviously we were in an uptrend. We were in a little bit of an uptrend here, right? What is an uptrend? You got your low, your higher low, your higher low. You got your high, your higher high, your higher high. So we haven't technically broken any structure in Solana yet. Well, we are now, I should say. So, but we haven't closed the weekly. So where's the weekly low in the closes? It's there, right? So we had 2 weeks right there. We had a close and an open. So I would say that's what I would call a market structure shift. If we close below this blue line, $161, that would be bad. That would mean that this uptrend is ending and a downtrend is beginning, right? Where does that shift happen? When you take out a low, which we are currently doing right now. So your hope, my hope, you know, people who are holding Solana's hope is in 5 days, 5 hours, when this weekly candle closes right there, 5 days, 5 hours, that we're above that line, because that would then invalidate the low. Now, if this gets validated, right, the market's going to shift. Macro traders are going to shift from an uptrend, right, to now we're in a downtrend. And there's probably a diagonal in here that we can find, right, where liquidity, yeah, something like that. We actually cracked that back here about, what, 4 weeks ago, a month ago. So typically speaking, when you crack a diagonal like this, right, if there's a bunch of liquidity and orders that have built us up, people buying it, people longing it, right? When we crack that diagonal, you start taking all that liquidity right back as people close their positions, as people freak out, and then we come right back down to where we started, and hopefully that holds and we can start a new trend up. So I would say from a higher time frame macro standpoint, what do you want to see? You want to see Solana close this Sunday above $161, right? You want to see us avoid losing this low and switching market structure from an uptrend to a downtrend. So that's what I would see. You know, if you're looking for like smaller time stuff and swing trades and stuff like that, what would I say? Maybe we come back up, right? We SFP this low, buyer step in on a back test, and we break it up. Now we have a diagonal on the top to watch too. Boom, right there. Well, it's not as pretty. I don't love it. Meh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love 2 touches. Like 3 touches maybe. But it could be the start of something, right? Like maybe we SFP it here, come back up, touch it, and then it's down again. But where am I targeting? Where should you be looking to like DCA or long, or where would you be looking to take profits if you're in the profit, man? I think it's that weekly level. I think if we lose that weekly level, we're probably coming on down to like 94 bucks again. So we're going to come down to the high, the low that created the high. And then hopefully that double bottoms and we bounce up out of there, right? Hopefully price comes down and we bounce up out of there. That's the hope. Where we at with alt season week? Does your little bet with Eddie? Yeah. I think I'm looking better. Dude. Yeah, so I mean that's just my immediate thoughts on Solana, brother. You want to close above that 161. Right, where those last two closes are, because that's now the low. So if not, we're coming down to that $94 level. And you hope that holds. If that doesn't hold, I think, I mean, you're probably not going to want to hear this, but I think it's going to get ugly. Right? I think if that happens, if and I'm not saying this is going to happen, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not going to pretend to be an influencer out here telling you everything's fine and everything's bad. I just follow what the charts are telling me. And I mean, there is a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder in here, just like the total market cap of all of altcoins put together, right? You look at that as a whole, the space as a whole, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. That's not great, right? Just like at the top in 2021. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Everything dumped, right? I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet, but it could, right? It could. And then it got messed up, but you get the point that I'm making here. And timing, right? Like timing cycles and Bitcoin's 4-year cycle and crypto's bull market and bear market. We're there. We're in the bear market. We should be in the bear market. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying if history repeats, we're there. But you want to start seeing these levels hold as opposed to these levels break. And that first level to hold is 161 for Solana. Palantir. Eddie wants Palantir. PLTR. I think we looked at it already, but we can look at it again. It's a big one. I think my thesis on Palantir, Eddie, was that this break needs to hold, right? Otherwise, maybe Michael Burry is going to be right. He's going to make a shitload of money off his $1 billion worth of shorts, off of Palantir shorts. So there's the high, right? There's the low that created the break. There was the flag that broke us up. All of this has got to hold. This break's got to hold. So all we're doing right now is back testing the breakout that we had from this high. If it doesn't hold, then we just grabbed the liquidity higher. So everyone who went short here, we took their stop losses out. We tricked a bunch of traders into thinking we're breaking up and we're going to break back in. And then we're coming down to where? The low that created the high. That's the target. Maybe the flag holds, maybe 170. I'd watch that level, right? Otherwise, boom, right down there, 145, 146 bucks, something like that. TLT is the play when it's getting ugly, fight to safety. TLT. Oh, yeah. Yep. And it's going up right now, right? I mean, any of these bond tickers are, right? I mean, that's why in my portfolio, I have BND, right? So when the stock market does go down, I'm protected, right? And then it pays dividends too. But this is iShares 20 plus year treasury bond ETF. When the markets stink, this is supposed to kind of help stabilize it a little bit. But I agree with you, J-Meg. This is the play. Like everyone, if you have a 401k, if you have, it's not financial advice, but you probably should have some kind of bond exposure, not a giant percentage of your account. Maybe, I don't know, 5, 10%, 20%, depending on, I think, your age and your risk profile. But yeah, I mean, this is just the bond market, right? Now, as if everything starts coming down, the stocks and stuff, you'll start to see this rise a little bit. It's the same thing with, like, I have BND. It's the Vanguard. This is the total bond market from Vanguard. It's the same thing, right? Like the charts are the same. There's no difference, right? I don't know if TLT, was it TLT? What do you say? TLT. Does that pay you a dividend, JMeg? I would assume it does. TLT dividend. Yeah, for sure it does. Right. So, I mean, it's the same thing. It's just a little hedge against the stock markets if you have a 401k or an IRA. right? Every like balanced portfolio should have a little bit of bond exposure in it just to protect your downside a little bit. It's not going to protect it all, but it's going to help. It's going to help when the market swings down. So yeah. FC Doomsday. Is FC a token? Or is it a, what is FC? Oh, Franklin Covey? Or are you talking to crypto? Oof. I would assume you're talking Franklin Covey. I would assume you're talking Franklin Covey. Nah. Okay, so FC. Oh, Fartcoin? Are you talking Fartcoin? What are you talking? So Solma de Potato. Oh, the just Discord community. Cool. Yeah, if you guys hop in, create a ticket. We'll give you 30 days for free. Come trade live with us. All right, 30 days free. You got nothing to lose. Hop in discord.gg/tactical edge traders. Hop on into the Discord. Go. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at my phone and my screen at the same time. Hit need support, and I'll get you guys 30 days free. Just come hang out. Try to integrate into the community. We're not like pushing BS or like AI indicators. We're just going to teach you how to trade it in a real down to earth kind of way. Simple. I love simple. I don't like overcomplicated BS. Let's just make it simple. What up, Brian? Riot looks interesting on the higher time frames. Dude, I saw Riot is going to pivot to AI data centers because, you know, they got... Sorry, what'd you say? It looks interesting on the higher time frames. I saw something, and this is a Bitcoin miner, right? Riot is a Bitcoin miner. But I saw something that they might be... I don't know if this was speculation. Riot pivot to AI data. Or energy or something. Yes. So look, here's my other screen. Riot Platforms is pivoting from a primary focus on Bitcoin mining to a new strategy centered on artificial intelligence data centers. So it's leveraging its existing power and infrastructure assets. This involves repurposing its facilities. I'm not going to read the rest, but you get the point there. So, and I don't think that news is like brand new, right? I think it's been out there for a couple months, maybe longer. And so part of this uptrend was that. So maybe you're just seeing some profit taking right now on that pivot. And yeah, I mean, I think, look, if you're talking about range trading and support holding for Riot right now for this stock, this is a stock of a Bitcoin miner, right? Who is now pivoting to AI data centers and infrastructure. Right? It has existing power and infrastructure assets. So they're repurposing facilities now. So what are we talking about here? Well, I mean, there's the support, right? Like you hope that holds, you know, and if it holds, it's at least back to the top of the range, and then we're looking for a break higher, right? But maybe it also sweeps the range before going higher, you know? That's a possibility. But I agree. I mean, this is on my watch list. It's something that I'm watching. I would say pay attention to it. No doubt. BMNR. So this is Tom Lee's baby or whatever. It looks like trash. It's closely tied to ETH. Seems ETH can get to 3K area again. So BMNR is what? A stock or a crypto? Or yeah, a stock or a crypto. BMNR. Is that this? Brian, Bitmine Immersion Technologies. I mean, that looks like ass. But maybe it's a stock. No. Whoops. BMNR. It is a stock, huh? Yeah, Bitmine. So they must just, someone made the crypto. I mean, that thing had a parabolic pump. It was like, this thing trades like a shitcoin, huh? This thing just trades like a crappy crypto. But it found some life here. Dead cat bounce, maybe. I don't know. But you're right. I think it does look like crap. Like when you get these big news-based pumps like that, it almost always gives them back, dude. Almost always. ETH, we did not look at ETH. It's down 10% today. It's down bad today. So, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, what do you want ETH to hold on a daily chart? Like, it lost the low. So, was this the low? No, so that's August low. Like, you want us to get back above that. Otherwise, I mean, what are we talking? Maybe the highs. Oops, I know you can't see that on TikTok. Maybe the highs hold. Maybe the lows hold. Otherwise, it's this. I mean, are we talking a $2,000 ETH again? We need to reclaim, right? We need to start reclaiming levels. So you want to see that 33.74 flipped again. You want to see range accept. You want to see acceptance, right? Back above and into this. Like we avoided it here, right? Like it held, right? So support. This was that flash crash on that Friday that wiped out a ton in crypto, right? So support was previous resistance, and now we're losing it, right? So this is kind of a failed auction. We didn't even really auction in here. It just kind of dumped right through it, but it was an auction back here. It was a successful auction. People auctioned the price higher. So we want to be accepted back up there, I think, to have a chance to go up. And I think it's just down. It's down until you start reclaiming auctions again, right? Like we don't have to trade emotionally or be emotional about trading. It's just, we're going to go down as long as we keep losing auctions. We want to see us start reclaiming these auctions to go back up. I got out at $53 thanks to a stop loss. Brian said break even trade of $5 profit. Hey, it's better than losing money, right? That's better than losing money. Because it looks like, what'd you say you got out of BMNR? BMNR. You said you got out at 53 bucks. Yeah, I mean, look how much further you would have been down now, right? So good move, dude. Protect your downside. Remember, the golden rule of trading is to what? Not lose money. It's not to, I know it sounds weird. Like when people ask me what I do for a living, I don't tell them trader. I tell them I'm a risk manager, because no one knows what that means. And then I don't have to answer stupid questions like what stock do I buy or which crypto do I buy? But that's what I am at the end of the day. I'm just managing risk. How much money do I have exposed to the market, whatever the market that is? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna get out of here. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Hop in Discord, discord.gg/tactical-edge-trading. I'll give you 30 free days. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. We're gonna go live on TikTok more. We're live on YouTube. All of our links are linked in the bio of this channel. I appreciate everyone on TikTok hanging out. Appreciate you guys on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube hanging out with me today. And we'll be back tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see all my traders who trade live with us every day in Discord tomorrow morning, an hour before the market opens. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good day.